Today I'll be discussing the Schumann Resonances, where I'll be focusing specifically on the purple-violet color coding that we are seeing being reflected by the Schumann Resonances of late, which is the 6D Galactic Energetic Presence, the 6D light coding. And I'll be discussing why we are seeing this show up on the Schumann Resonances, what is the impact of this light coding on our physical form, the impact on the collective consciousness and Gaia. This has been shown to me as, in essence, divine intervention. And these are new energies being introduced in increments to the earth plane. And it's very closely connected to those on the earth plane who are twin flames, who are in divine unions, or who will be entering divine unions, or who have found divine union within themselves. Very closely connected to the twin flame dynamic. If you're familiar with this dynamic, one of the main reasons for twin flames coming together, the divine masculine and divine feminine, due to this powerful relationship, is the connection and introduction and bringing through of new energetics into the earth plane. So think of the twin flame dynamic, the new energies being brought through and anchored into the earth grids. These higher frequencies that the earth plane has never seen before. This is the concept of the purple-violet color coding we are seeing showing up, a representation, a reflection of these energetics that are present on the earth plane. And the twin flames, those in divine union, those who are already finding themselves in 5D consciousness. Yes, maybe oscillating between 3D and 5D, but those who have found alignment. There are enough individuals on the earth plane who have found this alignment, creating a synergetic resonance, synergy, unifying the light matter, the connection with oneness, has allowed the earth plane to shift into a reality experience where we are able to receive these new frequencies, these new codes. And these individuals on the earth plane are assisting, who have already gone through these activations and who are still going through these activations, with anchoring this new coding for Gaia into the earth grids. The 6D light codes has a very specific purpose, and this is connected to activating our DNA, specifically our connection to our multi-dimensional aspects. This is the 6D Galactic Energetic Presence I speak of. So through our DNA, this is our connection to our higher self and to our guides and to the galactic light beings. This is our connection. These are the activations that are taking place right now. Also connected to the 6D diamond light grid, the grid that runs above the earth, interconnected with the 5D grid. This is where our higher self, guides, the galactic light beings, commune to share information through the interconnected network of consciousness to and from individuals. And this is instantaneous, immediately. I'd like you to think of, and how it's been shown to me, is the 6D light coding takes the form of plasma, which is highly conductive in nature. So not only is it assisting with the multidimensional aspect, connection, opening up those channels of communication, it is also assisting with transmuting the density above the earth plane. There is a process that takes place where light floods the earth plane. If you watched my previous video, I'll touch on it later. I've color-coded the entire graph where I show the different densities of the different color codes being represented. So, for example, the light will flood the earth plane, then we'll see the red show up, which are the density blockages beneath the earth's surface. That is transmuted. Very often, if not immediately turned into light, it will reside above the earth's surface. What I have shown as the 3D purge energies, which is green in color. So, slightly less dense in nature. Okay, so if you think of red being physicalized, a block, Think of green being in liquid form. The 6D light codes, this plasma energy, is assisting with transmuting the 3D purge energies into light. And every time this happens, we all go through a shift energetically. These 6D light codes are extremely powerful in nature, these new energies. One, when going through these activations, also very similar in nature to the effects of the Kundalini energy once activated, moving through the physical form. That's why individuals need to find a certain level of alignment, operate within a frequency bandwidth to allow for these activations to take place. Because there can be quite intense purge sensations that take place, very uncomfortable sensations when going through these activations with the 6D light coding. So think of the Kundalini energy. And the Kundalini energy, like the 6D light coding, now is assisting with amplifying our psychic senses, our psychic abilities. So think of all the clear senses, the ability to see into other dimensional planes of existence, strengthening, amplifying, opening our connection to our guides. It's another level of awakening. And this is what is taking place right now. And those in divine union within themselves who found that alignment, there are enough individuals who are awakened, who are anchoring these codes into the grids, thus providing a frequency bandwidth, assisting others. They have free will to choose whether they wish to align with this frequency or not, and thus activate themselves when choosing to tap into these frequencies. So this is the 6D light coding, extremely powerful in transmuting the density on the earth plane. It's divine intervention. We have shifted into an experience now where we have allowed this powerful assistance to come in. So when going through these activations, it can be uncomfortable. One will see an amplification in ascension symptoms. So a few of them to name in terms of the contracted states of being. With every activation that takes place, usually what no longer serves will have to be transmuted, and this can be energetically felt and expressed as uncomfort. These are the ascension symptoms. So blurred vision, headaches, migraines, hot, cold sweats, nausea, vomiting, crying, depression, anger, itchy skin. You may find sores on your body. Also, you may find, because our DNA is also connected to our chakra energy centers, which act as portals. And sometimes through trauma from the past or through heavy programming, there may be density residing within our chakra energy centers. This is also assisting with transmuting the density within the physical form, within these energy centers, within these portals, which has been acting as resistance to the flow of information to individuals. As there's information for us that we can gather for ourselves and share with others, that we draw from each chakra energy center. So not only through the crown in the form of channeling or telepathic communication, but there is information shared in each chakra energy center. So you may find burning sensations in these energy centers. It may be very hot or it may feel very cold. This is when the transmutation is taking place with the assistance of these energetics in the form of plasma. If your third eye is open, you can actually see, as medical intuitives out there are able to actually scan your physical form, so you yourself can scan, and when your third eye is open, individuals who are watching this will be, you can actually see what is taking place. It will be shown to you in a very special way so you can understand, but it will show up as plasma. So usually I get shown it as the violet purple energy, and you'll see what energy center is being worked on. So there are many more uncomfortable states of being when undergoing these activations, okay, like flu symptoms. I've mentioned the headaches, I've mentioned everything else right now. There are a few more, but those are the ones that stand out, okay? So if you're going through this, it's very likely that you're undergoing an activation which is very special, which is magnificent. And soon after the contracted states of being, the uncomfort, you will step into and find the alignment with the expansive, pleasurable states of being. The feeling of euphoria, feeling connected with God, with Source, with oneness. That's the whole point, is reestablishing our connection with God, whatever God is to you, our higher self, our guides. The feeling of peace, love, forgiveness, euphoria, when you really are residing within that of 5D consciousness. Yes, we oscillate between 3D and 5D, but as we go along with these activations, we step into and find ourselves in that of 5D consciousness for longer periods of time. And it's extremely pleasurable. It is absolutely magic. So these are the new 60 light codes, 60 Galactic Energetic Presence. When people, and we are seeing this being reflected on the earth plane right now, okay, there's a very specific reason why these energies are being introduced now, okay, it's been the last few months, but the timing, it's divine timing, there's divine intervention taking place with what's happening in America at the moment and other parts of the world, okay, this energy is very necessary in transmuting the darkness into light. So it's an amplification and awakening. So all of a sudden now, we are seeing individuals all over the world, in different places, there are light workers everywhere, who are going through an accelerated awakening. And when you go through this awakening, all of a sudden you see the truth. You see what is really taking place. And in this space, you can no longer be a part of a lie. So that's why in the United States at the moment, we are seeing individuals within the systems, within the presidential race that's taking place, coming forward with information saying, he has voter fraud, he has deception, he had the lies. Because individuals from the state of being, when undergoing these activations, when awakening, ascending, expanding their consciousness, can no longer align with, accept, be with an environment that is out of alignment, that is not the truth. So they've gone through this awakening, their connection with God, with Source, with their higher self and guides, and they are following their guidance. It's to do with the DNA activations. And they are coming forward in alignment with the light and doing the right thing and saying, this is something I no longer prefer, and I'm going to do the right thing. We talk about and think about puppets, right? So this is how I've been shown. So there can be negatively charged puppets, so individuals who are puppets for the negative energies, for the darkness, and there are light puppets. Those who have found their connection with their higher self and guides, and who are acting as these light puppets in bringing through the light and truth. So this is happening everywhere. So the truth is coming out. This is a transmutation. Everything is energy, as we know. So it starts with the energy on the earth plane with us individually. And now there is too much light on the earth plane. The darkness can no longer hide. So we are seeing this, as I've spoken about many times before, being reflected in our external reality experience. And yes, there's an attempt from the darkness always to delay the ascension. Big distractions, a lot of noise, a lot of energy of force happening, okay, which is not going to work anymore, because too many individuals on the earth plane are waking up. So this is the 60 Galactic Energetic Presence, the purple-violet color coding that we are seeing being reflected. The new energy is being introduced to the planet. Another level of awakening, activation, psychic abilities, and transmutation. And we are seeing this in a 3-day period on the graph being reflected. It's very common now. These new energies, we are seeing it show up between the 0 and 12 hertz marker, and then the other day all the way down through the 32 hertz marker. So if you look closely, you will see this showing up. These are the new energetics. In the name of divine intervention, due to the light keepers, the grid workers, the gatekeepers, all types of light workers who have assisted with embodying the light and who have assisted with anchoring in these codes over time, who are assisting with the Great Awakening. So yes, it can be frustrating when we see the external not reflecting the light that is already present right now. 3D is very slow in nature. Everything is slowed down. So it's a big show. It takes time for everything to play out. But we'll see this being reflected. So patience and presence and focusing on the self when undergoing these activations through self-love, this will allow for a much smoother process. Thank you very much. Have an absolutely magic weekend, everyone. Cheers.